As digital resources become ever more accessible and widely used, schools have the opportunity to transform education and raise standards by harnessing new technologies. But with this opportunity comes a new and important challenge: to guarantee the safety of every student.
The importance of developing e-safety lies really with our general concerns for the safety and well-being of students, but moving that into the kind of digital age that they live in. And together we can continue to get the very best benefits from all that e-learning can bring us.
Web 2 collaborative technologies such as social networking sites are creating new learning possibilities. But schools need pupils to be ever vigilant to the risks and responsibilities that comes as part of this.
Communication between people is more or less instantaneous, and what we're trying to do through our e-safety programme is to encourage all our students to challenge the source of the information and the nature of the communication that comes through to them.
I think the first thing is not to frighten the children, but they are growing up in a technological age. There's lots and lots of new technologies available to them. So it's just, I think, raising the profile, making them aware of the dangers.
It is such an important issue. We cannot expect them to just learn this as they go. We actually have to tailor and plan to teach this to them.
Schools will need to develop a model of empowerment as they move forward on the e-safety journey, balanced by an intelligent management of the risks, promoting safe and responsible behaviour both in school and at home. From the outset, it is crucial that schools clearly identify what they are already doing, then prioritise areas that need systematic development to achieve their goal.
Over the last couple of years, we know that we've delivered some really good materials and programmes to the students here, but it's all been done in quite an evolutionary way, and we needed to now impose some structure and make sure that we weren't missing any tricks, and making sure that every child gets the right sort of messages and understands them.
Last year we had some good things in place. We did have an e-safety policy, we did have an acceptable use policy, but that was somewhat out of date. We also weren't getting e-safety embedded across the curriculum as we would like to. We certainly weren't getting the message out to our student community or the wider community involving parents and other schools.
Beg to produce a wealth of targeted resources to facilitate this e-safety learning process. The Safeguarding Children online resource outlines the kind of risks and behaviours that schools need to consider when developing an acceptable use policy. It offers guidance in the form of the pie structure, a model of support which details the key areas for development, namely policies and practice, infrastructure, education and training, and standards and inspection, and includes useful checklists and online signposts for schools as they move forward.
As an IT coordinator, I've always referred to Bector's information sheets and things like that for help with my work. The Safeguarding Children online document was really, really useful. I particularly liked the audit at the back because I went through it and identified priorities for myself as e-safety coordinator.
As a checklist, all of the information is there in clear defined terms. We can go through it step by step, and then we have something in place then that can be built on next year.
Their guidance on writing acceptable use policies is very useful, and our acceptable use policies are in place. But they've been in place for a while, and I think it's probably about time we looked at them again, republicised them and made sure that they really do fit in with the new technologies.
The first step for schools is to ensure all staff are on board and fully aware of the e-safety considerations.
It was important to deliver training to those who needed it, identify the leaders, the people forerunners in the area, so that everybody has that measure of confidence. Okay, I know what I can do and I know who to go to if I encounter something I don't know how to deal with.
Generating whole school engagement with an up-to-date acceptable use policy then becomes crucial to every school, and this can begin with the pupils themselves.
For us, a key aspect of that is pupil voice and involving children in the development of their own AUPs, because if you're involved in developing something, then it's real, it's authentic to you.
We want the children to take those skills that they have, the knowledge they have about the internet, the safety aspects, the dangers. They need to be able to recognise what's appropriate and what's not, and discriminate between that when they're online, and then take that from that safe classroom environment outside to home, to the community, and to apply it there as well.
And ultimately, keeping parents up to speed will be vital in ensuring the online safety of their children.
I think schools should help parents understand what their children are doing, so if anything like bullying happens or anything like that, they can help.
I think that this is an area where the partnership between parents and the school has never been more critical, and I would welcome perhaps an information session, some more information about what we can do at home in terms of social networking sites and putting controls on that sort of thing. So I think there's a lot that the school could do to help parents.
Having identified their parents' needs, schools need to inform and upskill them to ensure their continued engagement.
One way is through the school website, which is accessed by everybody, and that's regularly updated. We should also be using e-newsletters, which are distributed to parents every month, which contains up-to-date information.
We need to bring parents into school, to come into free drop-in cyber cafes to learn, perhaps to be educated by their own children and give them the skills to be safe e-citizens.
And by engaging and raising awareness of the whole school community over the coming year, pupils will be able to live and learn online with confidence.
It doesn't just stop, it's not just something we're going to do for 1 year and then that's it. It needs to be a journey. These new technologies are changing the way our children interact with their computers and interact with each other. So there's an attitude to what they need to know, and the attitude will come with education.
We need confident staff. We need to feel confident that the e-safety issues are embedded in the curriculum so that our students get a good enough grounding so that they can behave responsibly, sensibly and legally when using the internet.
So what we need to do now is really get our parents in to see some of the things that the students are doing and see how we can take some of this into the home. And I know our parents are going to come in because our goal together, parents and staff, is to keep these students safe.